Amen.
We're gonna do a prayer. Sandra, would you do the prayer for us, Sandra?
Absolutely. If we could just bow our heads and, oh Lord, thy God, how excellent is your name in all the earth. We come this evening thanking you, Father, first of all, for your many blessings. We are so grateful for the goodness that you have shown to us in this Escambia Democratic Black Caucus. Father God, we're asking you right now to come in the midst of this meeting that we may be orderly and it's pleasing in your sight. Bless all the members that are on this call. Bless those that are coming on the call. Bless their families in their entirety. Lord, we thank you right now for all that you are doing, all that you've done in the past, and all that you're going to do. Forgive us all for our sins, Lord. In Jesus' name we pray, and for his sake, amen.
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 We're gonna go. Thank you, Sandra, for that very good prayer. As I said before, I apologize for the agenda being terribly late. Anyone get the agenda in the email? Anyone was able to retrieve it, the agenda? Okay. Well, if not, then I'll just look forward now, please, for a minute. And did you have it? If not, we'll just proceed on. I'll give you a few 30 seconds. See, can you find it? That will go on. I'll read it from the.
Oh, sorry. I thought I was off mute. What I was saying is that when you send it to the bad email. So I'm trying to forward it out now to the members that are here via chat. Give me just a second.
Okay, sure. Thank you, Derek.
And I distracted him from his work before that. I'm sorry.
Sure, Brian.
Oh, you're good. You at all. Sorry, it's not going. Yeah, if you want to kind of continue on, I will work on as we go.
So some people have the agenda, I imagine. So hopefully we're going to go to approve the agenda. Or anyone anyone has a position to make a motion for that, please do so.
So moved.
Okay, second, please. Tammy, will you second it, please? Tammy, you second it?
I second the motion.
Okay. Okay. Move the second to approve the agenda as stated. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Same sign. Okay. Approve the agenda. We'll go to the roll call through the Zoom to Derek. You do that for us, Derek, for the record.
I can. It looks like we have for what I will do is acknowledge our current members right now who are on the call at this point. We do have present Linda Scott, yourself, President Jan, Tammy Holly, who is with us, and Sandra McCrary, and Barbara Petty, who is currently on the line via telephone. We do have guests with us today, particularly from the Jacksonville chapter of the Democratic Black Caucus. I'd like to say welcome to James, and we do also have from DEC Brian, who is with us as well. So welcome to both of you guys.
Derek, I think you missed Miss McCorvey. I think she's on the line.
Yes,
I did not miss her. No, she's not on the call at the moment. I don't know if she got disconnected. I did see her pop on, but
Yeah, she told me she was on. So
She's
she
still
must have
there.
gotten disconnected.
Sandra? She's still there.
Who?
Sandra's
She's
here.
still there. She's still there.
there was another member, Modest McCorvey, who was, I did see pop on the screen, but I no longer see her, and confirming through the current participants, she's no longer connected. So I'll try to get her reconnected.
so I see 9 people, 8 members, we got 1 guest, James Morton.
No, that would be a total of 9 participants, 6 members, and 2 guests.
Who's
You
the other guest?
remember the Black Caucus Zoom account is my account that I have for us.
Who's that? I can't see the name. The other guest?
James Wharton. He is currently, if I believe
See,
James is, James
James
is
Wharton.
president for Jacksonville, correct? For the Duval
Right.
County?
Who's the other guest? I don't see one on my little screen.
I'm sorry, I keep saying yes. Brian,
Who's
are
the other-
you a member
who's the other
for,
guest?
with the caucus or no?
I honestly cannot remember.
I don't.
I can't
I'm
remember.
not 100% certain. I know you talk, but I don't think it's official on the roster, but I'm not specific. So I think I'm sticking with my count for 6.
Got Sandra, Barbara, Brian, you, Tammy, my desk, Linda. It's more than 6.
Oh, no, Ms. McCory is not on. So if you
I have
look,
8.
8 members.
eight
I have
total,
8.
8
So-
total on the call, total Zoom accounts on the call. Of those 9, I'm listed twice. That makes 8. Of those 8, we have 2 guests, leaving us with a total of 6 members.
It's Barbara, Sandra.
Well,
Unless I'm missing somebody or my math. I don't believe this case.
well, we got I'm sorry, one more time. We have 8 members, correct? 7.
8. Well, wait, what are you at? So members that are
Members
currently
of
on
the
the call.
Family
is a total of
Caucus
6.
on the meeting. We have 7 members.
6. Again,
Okay,
I'm listed just so we're, to make sure we're all clear. See me, there's me
Yeah.
again. So that's what you're seeing, the 9 or, because I keep
you
the
got 2. You got two for you.
count,
Okay.
2 are me.
Yeah,
Well,
2.
the official Black Caucus account.
Okay, thank
You know, mine,
Gotcha.
yeah.
You got Sandra. I'm sorry, Barbara, Linda, Tammy, myself, you, and my desk. Right, my desk on that meeting. My desk
Is
recording.
not. Oh,
There?
not.
Not.
No,
No.
Okay, that's 6 then. Okay, I'm good. Okay, we still got a quorum with 18 members. We get third participating at the meeting. Welcome, Mr. Morton. Thanks for joining us. Got a weak microphone tonight, but you want to say a comment, James, while you're here?
Just so you know who he
No,
is.
I don't have anything to say. I don't have anything to say.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for appearing. Yeah, we're gonna start with the agenda. In the past, as we mentioned before, Mr. Pettit was reelected in the April meeting. May was consumed with the election process. Unfortunately, we shut down somewhat during the pandemic. Never got a chance to really fully import Barbara into the meeting process, into her role. We're gonna change that this year. Same thing with the secretary, gonna shut down last year. And at this point, I'm gonna appoint my secretary, acting secretary under the bylaws. I think it's section 7, article 6. Appointed secretary Tammy Holly. The appointed secretary Tammy is my office secretary also. So she works with me in my office. So that give me some amount of continuity with my secretary at this juncture. And we can sort of do a better job of having minutes going out sooner, contacting members, setting committee meetings with Tammy with me in a position. She's acting right now. But she wouldn't do that job at this juncture. According to the bylaws, I need the caucus concurrence. My authority to appoint her. Need the caucus concurrence on her appointment. Anyone have any executive committee? Anyone got any questions about Tammy, me appointing Tammy as our acting secretary at this juncture? I get it, Sandra and Barbara and Derek. Get your concurrence to appoint Tammy?
No problem. I move that you move forward with appointing Tammy as our recording secretary.
And I will second that. No
Right.
objection.
Move a second from the executive committee, that you concur with my appointing Tammy Holly secretary. Those in favor say aye for the record.
Aye.
Thank you. Okay. Let me say one more comment too. I wanted to appoint Sandra again, but she had a couple jobs last year, and I want to put Sandra to that one more time. So we'll get Sandra. You know, she's been wonderful. So thank you, Sandra, for doing all those jobs last year. Whenever
You wouldn't want me to hold 2 roles again.
I'm sorry, Sandra.
I said, yeah, this is Sandra. I said, you don't want me to hold first vice president and secretary.
Yeah, exactly. You did that for a while, so we don't want you to do that again. I don't. You did it well, but you just sort of spread the work around. With that being said, let me make a general comment at this juncture. We're going to do a better job of getting the minutes out earlier. It's about Lauren got more in my office. I'm sorry, the noise is outside noise. Lauren got more in the office. So he'll be doing this very small yard, so we're going to take for a minute. We're going to do a better job of getting minutes out. We'll start doing an executive committee meeting also every month before the primary meeting. Tammy will be able to help me get the information to the executive committee about the meeting time or reminder. Tammy can help me also get the agenda out at least 4 or 5 days before the meeting. We also want to do what the other caucus does also. We want to invite the other caucuses to our meeting. I know we're doing it on the website with Derek. That's great. Should we do that? Have us in their mix of what all our meetings are. Each caucus has a certain meeting date. 1 second, please. That's set. We're going to do a better job of inviting other caucus to our meeting. With that being said, I took the caucus meeting last week in Citrus County, actually, by Zoom, because they invited me to attend. So I said, okay, it's happening. By chance, the time it came up, they gave me a reminder of the meeting. I just clicked in. I didn't say anything. I did it by audio only, but they just clicked in because they invited me. Okay, so we're gonna start inviting other people to our meetings to share what they're doing, get their ideas. If they want to chime in, they can, whatever. Because the better we're together, the better we are overall. Better job to keep up with the DEC starters. And with that being said, let's move on with the agenda, okay? Again, with Barbara Petty wasn't involved last year because of the pandemic. We're going to set a time for Barbara, myself, and Sandra. They'll be the 3 persons on the card to the bank card. Get that done next week. I'm gonna ask Tammy to do a memorandum for the bank purposes. So that know our reporters meeting, know that Sandra, Fred, and Tammy, and Barbara want to sign the check. so sorry about this lawnmower outside. I apologize. So they need a letter or minute of the meeting signed by the president or the secretary in order to make that change. Once we get in their files of who could sign on an official document, these be the minutes of the meeting. You can come down when you can. Barbara and Sandra come down to Novus Bank and sign the bank card at your convenience. I'll let you know when I'm going down. If you make it with me, that's great. If not, once they get that report to them with your names on the report, you come down and sign the card at your convenience. And that'll be done next week. Okay, so we'll get that done. But also send all the past bank statements to Barbara, so she has those bank statements. Okay, and she'll get those from the Barbara in the future. Also need to get a PO box also. PO box. We'll get that done also next week. So in the future, all the bank statements come to PO box. Again, with Barbara and Sandra, that we have a key to the box also. That's free, but also the key to the box. So Barbara, we're going to get the bank accounts out of the box. You can. That'll be your job to do that. We can run it reverse smooth in that regard. So next month, we're going to have Barbara give a report of the treasurer, and she will start doing. We'll expect Tammy to have have the minutes of the meeting. Let me say this too. Like if you would send all of the of this meeting, all the prayer meetings was recorded. Is that correct, Derek? They were recorded. Prayer meetings were recorded. Derek, is all the past meetings recorded? Is that correct?
Since we've been doing the meetings
Zoom.
via Zoom,
Okay.
I have been recording all of the meetings, but Zoom gives you per licensed account a total of 2 gigabytes of storage space. Last 2 months, we have exceeded that by 8 gigabytes. So I got hit with $40 each month respectively for the recordings for the storage space. So what I've done is deleted them from the cloud, and I tried to back up those that I deleted. I'm not 100% sure that I was successful in all of that, but they currently exist someplace right now. They're no longer in the cloud, so I could get us back into compliance and me without an $80 bill.
Well, for 2 things, with that being said, Derek, first of all, we don't want you to incur any cost for us. So if you pay and incur the cost, we need to reimburse you.
Oh, no, I don't want the reimbursement. I'm fine. The Zoom itself, our account is a monthly charge, but it's nominal, so I'm not.
You can deal with that cost. You know what you're doing for us. Appreciate that. Secondly, would you send all of the ones that you can't capture, the past meetings? Can you put it on a thumb drive and send that to me, to Tammy? You and Tammy get together, work out. She collecting those minutes so we can put them on paper. How do we do that?
Well, I think we do have, they do exist on paper somewhere now. Where those would be, I'm not sure. I guess if I can go back through my emails, you know, those that we've done thus far that we sent out, I certainly should have a record of them just through them through email. But though, to answer your question, yeah, they can be placed on a thumb drive and provided through, but you'll have, that's a lot of watching to then transcribe. That's about an hour and 15 minutes each meeting of a whole, 18, 19 months that we've done it via Zoom of watching them if you were going to transcribe them.
So we have a written copy of the last month's meeting. We got a written document of the last month's minutes of the last meeting.
Last month, we should use the video record as a way to transcribe either the minutes or to serve as a replacement for the minutes. But every meeting prior to that, we should have written documentation of the actual minutes.
So the video can record, video can put
The only one that is in question to me that should be utilized for official documentation of minutes.
We have that feature.
May 2021 meeting.
We have that feature.
Yes, we do have that. What? Wait, do we have what feature?
They can reduce the audio to a written document.
No.
Reduce the video means to a written document.
No. No, that feature is courtesy of what our first Vice President Sandra McCrary did, then followed up by Linda Scott. So no, it's something you have to actually watch the meeting over and then do the minutes from that.
Because I'm behind the 8 ball there. So the May meeting was transcribed, better word.
It is not. It is not transcribed. Someone has done so. It is not.
Okay. Well, you know, let me show my lack of whatever. So the ones that are not being transcribed, when do you get those transcribed? So we can do.
We don't have, okay. So the only meeting that has not yet been transcribed is the May 2021 meeting, which is our last month's meeting. That's the only meeting where we have not had an official secretary in place that would have been responsible for the transcription of the meeting. Vice President McCrary or Linda, please correct me if I'm saying something that's not accurate. But I know during the time that Vice President McCrary was serving in the dual capacity, she did transcribe the meetings, and we had those records of the minutes as they were sent out, I believe by you or maybe Vice President McCrary at that time. So the only one that has not been done for is the month of May, which is last month, which of course, when we had all of the candidates attend the meeting.
Okay, thank you. But it's like maybe I'm the one someone lacking here. Okay, so with that being said, we're gonna need. I would suggest, even though it's been sent out previously, we do it again for the purpose of approving those minutes at our next meeting. Send those to all our members that we list on our 2021 sheet, which is 18 people. Send those minutes to them.
For May, correct?
Huh?
In the May meeting, correct?
May meeting for one.
Yeah.
Another, it was April, minutes approved. I don't think so. See, the problem is that they had not been approved. That's one problem. But Ron, please correct me. I don't recall what the record shows. The record shows they've been able to approve by the member at the meeting.
Yes.
It does? Okay,
Yes.
with that, super.
As evidence
Rather
through
sharp.
the Zoom, we've always approved the prior month's meeting.
Okay, y'all guys, thank you. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll approve the May meeting. We'll make sure we petition a note to the May meeting when it comes out. If we're taming with this, should make sure all our members, even they could go out by with an email, we'll make sure that we get them specifically, more so as a reminder. We gotta know what's going on. The more they know what's going on, the more they're gonna want to be involved, hopefully. That's my point. If we duplicate the efforts, we'll stop. But at some point, at least for the July meeting, make sure that our members have a copy of this June meeting, minutes of meeting, and they know what's going on specifically, so they can get more involved. Okay, so then we got that part done.
So
Thank you, Derek.
typically I'm sorry to interrupt, what my process has been thus far, and I will continue to do since the account or the Zoom account I have responsibility with, I will, after the meeting, it usually will generate the recording relatively quick. And so for everybody, what I did last month is send a copy of the recording or how you access the recording through the cloud to everybody. So everybody should have that. I can re-forward that detail. I did not delete last month because I knew we didn't have a secretary in place, but I will re-forward it again out to the membership.
To the extent, I'm gonna hard hear you because it's lawnmower outside, but to the extent that we need to access Tammy, please do so, okay? Specifically. In order to help you do what you do and help her do her job, please access Tammy. Share that with her so she'll know. Then we can enhance this process. It can be enhanced, okay? Whatever that means, please contact Tammy, okay? With that being said, we're gonna go to the next point. Program type of event, if you will, which is D on the agenda, 7-8D. I met with Bob Hayes the other day with a telephone call. Reverend Hayes, he's over the new Voters League in Escambia County, Florida. And Bob Hayes, we talked about Same thing, I talked about the last 4 or 5 months, getting together, meeting, and then sort of create some kind of coalition, sharing notes for the same purpose of defeating DeSantis for one, and also hopefully get some more Democratic candidates lined up for victory in 2022 in particular. Same old story, same old song. We gotta take some action to get that done. So I'm proposing that our group be the one to, I know that we partisan, they are partisan, we know about that, but nonetheless, if we set a meeting, Sandra and Derek, if we set a meeting time for a meeting, a forum, whatever, regarding the 22 elections, we can call it a forum for the 2022 elections, okay? And need not put Democrat on it, but a forum. It'll be hosted by us. If those who want to, hosted by us, and those who don't want to come because it's partisan, you know, deal with that when the time comes. But let someone start that process. Let someone make the offering, make the invite. It's not going to happen. So, Sandra and Derek, please get your comments on my comment, please. What you think about that idea? Make it happen in the next 2 weeks, at the most. Again, specifically, send up a Zoom meeting and getting an invitation to all those people. You know, black women, young Democrats, Black Lives Matter, DC, and all those people about a forum for 2022. What's your comment, Sandra?
Oh, you're suggesting, just so I'm clear, that the meeting, you want to put together, what I'm hearing you say is a planning meeting for a forum, not necessarily that the forum is going to take place in 2 weeks.
Well, the forum is a good point, but we're not gonna let time be our enemy. We're not like the good, we're not like the perfect, but the end of the good. But we need to start, the person need to get started. We need to have a meeting, to plan a meeting, whatever, that's one more comment, good comment. We need to get together and start discussing something.
That's why I just wanted to clarify. Yeah, that's what I was asking. If that's what
we don't have all the plans yet. Now, we get a meeting to discuss how we're gonna plan going forward. You know, have a conversation. Like the title of the invitation be reflective of what we're trying to do. Invite you to a conversation about the 22 elections, whatever. But just sort of, we take the lead on making an invitation, doing something concrete to get that process started of coming together. What's your thoughts, Sandra?
I totally agree, Brother President, that we should definitely move forward with that forum. The problem that I see right now is that we don't have any candidates that are openly saying they're running for office. So we need to start encouraging people to run, and also getting training done to assist with those who decide they want to run. It is a very important election time, and we need to have all of our ducks in a row to ensure that the public gets this information provided to them. And I think I hear you on WRNE. I think we need to move forward with those kinds of outward publicity via WRNE, any radio station, any newspaper outlet, any way we can move forward with ensuring that the word gets out about this forum that's going to occur. Not just our friends, not just our, but I think we need to work diligently on involving a lot more of the community. That's just my take on it.
Great. I heard a couple of things, if I can make comment. One thing was really pivotal, we discussed last year, but we're gonna get done this year. That's training. And that's something that we can, I like that way it sounds, and now
yes,
is the time
training
to do
is
that.
pivotal.
Exactly, I agree. And we got enough resources around us, the DEC, that the National Democratic Party Committee, the training videos and tapes. So we can, this is a question, if we can collect those training materials to be shown at a certain time. And we sponsor the training, we give them the credit, of course, but we sponsor presenting these training modules at a certain time. I mean, easy for us to find out why reinvent the wheel. We get that, why reinvent the wheel? We can use these, have a time we visit the training, see the training modules, part of our training our work, if you will. Can that be done? Can we get those documents, things from the party, have them show them at a certain time that we ask for, invite our community to watch them under the umbrella of our caucus activity? Can we do that? Derek, Sandra?
I don't know that I understand your question.
Can
What do you mean at the same time?
Can we get the party? We got
Uh-huh.
training materials from DC, National Democratic Party, training materials for how to train to be a candidate. We got those other things we used last year or so. My point is, can we advertise, can we get them to show those things? Can we access them at any point in time? And should they're viewed at a point in time? And we advertise that they're gonna be viewed, those who have interest in running for office. If we have a training schedule, this is what you do to run for office, sponsored by the Democratic Party of National Democratic Party. And we present these things to them at a local caucus to be watched for those who want to run for office to start getting that training. Not one event, but several events. Not a one-step process. Have them in a periodic showing of these videos about how to run for office. And the 1 out of 10 who might view them, they sign up through us, if you will. And we don't know who's gonna hearken the call. We just don't know who's out there, who's ready to go with a little training, can be sharp as a knife. We don't know who's out there that is ready to go. A little more seasoning, a little more fine tuning. And we just don't know. We can't, like Sandra said, no one has announced, the curfew is announced. No one is getting out there to run. We gotta find somebody, I guess, put a fish hook out there and let them bite into it. And then when they do, reel them in and help them get ready for what they want to do. And that's where training comes in. We're trying to put it in perspective.
Fair.
And I noticed that Brian has placed the name in the a note in the chat that says that the DEC, they have some resources for candidate training. Maybe we could access that.
Right. And I think to his follow-up question was whether or not that's something that is online that we can access at any point, or if it's conducted specifically by, I guess, someone FDP. I don't know the answer to that question. I know we can reach out to either Rachel or someone at Party Affairs who can better us into that. And if the answer is no, they can probably put something together if we request it. But I think the candidate pool would have to be there. Go ahead, Brian.
There should be 2 types. There's one that is just the very rare, they go and have a teaching session. There's also a website that has a whole bunch of candidate training materials in it. And I cannot remember where it is. So I will bring that, I'll let you know as soon as I find where that is again.
Are they self-directed? The curriculum that's on the website?
I cannot remember. Damn it. From what I remember, you gain access to the link. Once you're on it, you can look at the different categories of trainings, and then you go through those trainings. I don't remember the access point though.
Okay. I think that answers well.
Okay, the other thing that I wanted to say, I know that Sandra said, we don't running, but I know she's talking about local, but I'm also interested in the gubernatorial race because the governor was here today and he's making plans to, I guess, to send some of the people, some of the deputies to the board of this. So I think we also probably need to take a look at, and there has been an announcement of people who are running for governorship. So I think we also need to possibly have some of those people because that's going to be important also.
Yes, to follow up on what you're saying, I did just, and I said anything because it's been I wanted to wait until she confirmed, but I did reach out to Nikki. I spoke with her on twice last week. The second was my directive. So what I wanted to do is put together a forum for the Panhandle Black caucuses, similar to what they did initially for the DECs, if you recall, where she spoke, to give an opportunity for her to come back and give a platform that is more geared towards what she has planned or what she has on her platform that specifically relates to our community and what she sees for the future of the state of Florida going forward. She did agree to do so and would work out whatever time that I needed or we needed. I just need to get the buy-in from everybody else, which was kind of part of what I wanted to do on an executive, call with us, and then reach out to the rest of the Panhandle should it be something of interest. The offset to that is I think we would then have to extend the same courtesy to Representative Christ. Whether or not he would do it or not, I don't know. But I look at those as being two separate events. I don't know if anybody else has any thoughts or comments on it, or whether it's something to undertake. James.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea, Derek. I think we could do that. I think that'd be good for our caucus when they put that together. James, you want to speak?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead,
I do know for statewide initiatives and races like that, we normally take our cues from the state. Initially, anything locally that's germane to us, we will be able to create those forms, go to our local supervisor of elections website. You'll be able to find all the candidates' information and everyone who's has initially wanted to file for office or is filing for office on the website. But I would caution every Black Caucus organization. It would almost seem like an endorsement. And we don't want to look as if we're out of sync of what the state is initially doing. I do know that there are a lot of people here that probably don't like Nikki, but like Chris. So we naturally take our cues from the state when it comes to that. But we're, I don't want to say you don't want to do it, but you can do it. We naturally stick to all of the local issues and just contact the state president to see what their thoughts are. Because in November, we are planning to have the gathering in person, and we will be having the candidate forum like we naturally do every cycle. But as far as having them individually, I would do it individually, have them come and talk. Nothing big. You can come to my meeting, you can speak, but nothing really, really big, as if it's almost like an endorsement or anything.
Do you think, James, if you do them, and maybe you just answer the question, but I just want to make sure I'll hear clear on the response. If we do them separately with an invitation extended to both Nikki as well as Chris, does it then still appear as an endorsement, or do you,
No,
mitigate
that would be different.
Okay.
That would be just a little different. But what I would say at this point in time, you would be able to tell them as well. We take all of our cues from the state, and that's who we
Alright.
take our cues from. So this is just an opportunity. But as far as the organization as a whole, we stand together. But individuals,
Right.
you're speaking to the individuals to help them sculpt their thinking. But as far as the organization, we stand together.
Let me
Right.
say, James and Derek, this is a Fred talking. Let me say that I think good comments, James. I agree with you in terms of, well, the state's direction. But it's not an endorsement either person. I think that we can, not in time real soon, but soon, we can put such a form together, such an event together, one for Nikki, and one for the other guy, for the governor. I think that would be a good idea. And also I think that I'll call the state and get their take on it, knowing it's going to be both the chance to come together, have their own moment to present who they are to the North Dakota caucuses. So I think that one step further, Derek has the acumen to put that together in terms of a Zoom meeting.
And that's amazing. That's amazing.
I think that'll be, and not that we're gonna take our chests out. That thing good that our caucus is taking the lead in this area. If the state say okay, but I think that'll be, I would like us to do that. If the state says fine, no problem. I'd like Derek to put that together if he will, if he can.
That would be amazing. But what I
Form.
was saying was would be more official, almost saying that you're endorsing an individual, opposed to letting them come and speak for maybe 20 or 30 minutes and just allow them to speak and ask a few questions. I wouldn't call it a forum. I would just say that she's coming to speak. But if you call it a forum or something like that, it really seems official and it's geared towards that individual.
Okay, well, I can see your comment. We'll look at it, call it a name that won't suggest it's an endorsement. We'll be particular about that naming of what it is. But conceptually, I think that there's a good one, Derek. And we put it together. I'll call the state to see if that's what we're gonna do. Is that an endorsement? I'm thinking I say it's fine. And again, I think that two things, not that we Florida position sort of put things together as the caucus for the Northwest Florida. Of course, it's Escambia County, good or bad. And secondly, I think also they start to generate interest in the gubernatorial race. Because a lot of people, including me, we still kind of lull in a post-pandemic, it's too far away kind of attitude. We need to rev that up some. We need to get more engaged. Anything can get us more engaged on forward.
That's right.
I think that kind of forum for Northwest Florida, Derek, will do all of that.
And that's right.
So
Yes.
I'm for it. I'm for it, Derek.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
James, I'll more than likely pick your brain just to get your thoughts on how to move forward, because I'm thinking through it now, based on what your comments are. It sounds a little bit more like it would not be, it would not behoove, or maybe I should abstain from the appearance of impropriety by inviting other Black Caucus chapters in the area.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's true. Number two. Well, maybe we can invite them to be our meeting. Like this James suggested, our local caucus, invite them over, whatever, or they actually come in, and we can invite the other caucus to join our meeting. That'd be a little
That's
softer.
it. That's exactly it.
Okay.
Perception.
Okay. Yeah.
If you think
reality to individuals.
That's a good word.
You don't tell the fear agenda, but perception reality.
Okay. Yeah.
You be sure call Derek. Would you feel better doing it?
That would be amazing.
Yeah, I would like, if we're gonna do it that way, I would like to, I'm gonna reach out to whomever is the person responsible or manages Charlie Chris, so that, because I want his buy-in and I would prefer him to go first. Because I've already gotten that from the, I'm good at it, but if we can't do it, or he doesn't have the time or is unwilling to do so, then I will fix the entire thing just so it doesn't appear that we have a candidate endorsement.
And I just want to say this to be clear. Branding is everything. I'm more so for the organization. You would want to do that to get visibility, to gain members, to push your narrative, donate today, more so than anything. So I am in favor of it, but I just want to put a little caution to it.
Right. That's fair. That's good
Appreciate that,
feedback.
James, really do. Good point. So to the extent we need a motion, I want to make this one our, I'm gonna get back to Sandra idea in a second, but since we're on this issue, with Derek and his idea, I intend a motion that's just one of our new projects, that we have a motion to Derek to put together a meeting in which you invite the Drug Territory candidates to come speak to us. And anything else you need to do, Derek, to make it happen. Have a meeting, schedule meetings, at least 2 meetings, one with Nikki, and one with Chris. They come to that meeting to speak. Secondly, they will invite other chapters to attend our meeting. We get a motion, Derek, to get that done for our caucus. One in a motion. Anyone so move?
Well, to rephrase it a little bit, so if we're clear, I would present one that would where we would invite the candidates to our meetings, our currently established meeting on the third Thursday. When that is, we'll determine at a later date whether it's July or June, July, in that time frame, and they will speak, and we will happen to make sure that the advertising is as such that we get it out to everybody in the area so that they can hear exactly what the candidates speak.
Not to push you, Derek, but with that being said, how about can we expect a report in July? Would that be okay from you?
The fourth, what? You said the
report
4th
in
of July.
Report with the details.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Our meeting?
That's fine.
Okay,
That's fine.
that's part of the motion. We can come back in July with details of the events. Okay, I want this for the record. Can I get a so move on those details?
I'm a visitor, but I would make that motion.
You can't do it, Jay. Tammy?
I know.
I so
speaking
move. I'm
slow.
the Vice President, Sandra McCurry. I move.
Get a second on that motion?
I need a second.
I
Yeah.
second the motion.
Okay, good, super. Move the second, that we give Derek the green light to plan a presentation planning that regular meeting, an invitation to the governor candidates, Nikki and Chris at this point, on different meetings to appear, to speak at our meetings, and to invite other chapters to join us, okay? Move the second, and report back with us in July on his progress. Those in favor say yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Those
Yes.
opposed?
Yes.
Great. Thank you, Derek, for that good idea. The second thing before we end our meeting, I like Sandra, we talk about more local people. The training thing I think is pivotal. We got a lot of good ideas, and we've been up there on the front line for a while. But the people we don't even know who got the skill sets to probably run for office, need a little nudging. So we could, Brian, thank you for your comment, Brian. We can put together, accumulate that training thing that Brian talked about, call the right person, secret in Atlanta, like Derek said, that we have a command of it, and we can show it when we want to make it a program of it. I think that's a good idea. It might not happen tomorrow, but even in August, whatever. But working on, we discussed it before. Let's not let this idea drop this time. Let's make a step 2 and making that thing happen. So what do we do what's the next step to make that happen? Take a Sandra idea, Brian's comments, my comments, and people in local candidates training.
Can I say something?
Sure.
Okay. That is amazing, because I'm doing the same thing here in Jacksonville.
Right.
And I'm not trying, I'm here to support you all, and I'm pretty sure you guys would support me as well. Now, what I've just done earlier today, I'm not sure if you guys have a Twitter or Instagram, but I would get on those social media outlets as well. And I just put a tweet out there that basically says, if you've ever thought about running for political office, please inbox us. You know, it's little things like that. Then on your Facebook page, you can put things on your Facebook page. And then in the background, you can go ahead and start creating those particular plans. Even if you had maybe one session that you invite the people and you're going to talk about being authentic as a candidate, you're going to talk about earned media and things of that sort. But I think you guys this would be amazing. This would be an amazing idea, because no one's going to save us. We have to find our own candidates. There's nobody that's actually going to step up to be more than the mere citizen and to be scrutinized, and their families are going to be scrutinized. So we have to find the people. We got to go out there and look for them. So if we get out on social media and have our members retweet these things, if they're on Twitter, share what we put on our Facebook page to their particular sites, it would be amazing. And I don't mean to offend anyone. I'm just here to support. So that's why I just want to help. So that's why I'm just making comments. And I know somebody's probably thinking, why does he keep talking? I'm just here to support.
No,
I'm
no,
sorry.
we're not. I am going to inbox you my phone number and
Okay.
my email address, because I have a certification in training and development, and I am willing to move forward with getting this plan started and to improve my Twitter ability. I have a Twitter account,
Okay.
but I only tweet to family members at this time. But I need to work with you. I will inbox you my phone number and my email so that we can get together, and I'll have some plans ready for us by July meeting. Okay?
And I have some things for you as well. You know, I attended the Congressional Black Caucus boot camp in DC. So I'm apt to training as well for candidates. I can teach you how to start a campaign from the beginning to the end. So I'm willing, even if you are the first branch, yes, I said it, the first branch of the Democratic Black Caucus to do it, I'm still willing to support. That was one of the ideas that I want to implement here. So hopefully I can assist you. I can build on what you have, and then you can build on what I have, and this would be amazing.
Okay, great. Okay, let me
I appreciate your comments, James.
Thank you, James.
Like none other. This has been a great thing. And I know for me personally, you know, certainly I'll pick your brain offline just in terms of programming for what you guys do with the chapter and how, you know, from a monthly basis, what that looks like on, you know, in terms of either membership expansion or just involvement in the chapter. So these are welcome and great ideas. I know I appreciate them.
Okay. Yeah, James, glad you, James, glad you joined us, James. Thanks for being here, James. I appreciate that. Let me say this, time running short. I want to point Sandra, the committee to plan the James got a good point. James got a good point about, you know, we need to seek, you need to farm our potential candidates. We talking about train them. Well, who are they? So James comments is to get there, but how do we find them? Thank you, James. How do we find those people? That was excellent, James. Trying to find them. So
you know,
Sandra,
how
Sandra,
you were asking me?
You said, Sandra, I want, well, this for Corby and Derek to work with Sandra as a committee in terms of finding candidates and organized training for them, finding and training. I'm sure that those titles fit with our statewide committee we have in our committee bylaws. I'll put it in the right pocket pretty soon. But right now, I want to point Sandra, my desk, and you will my desk, work with Sandra and Derek, and work with James, of course. I can't tell James what to do, but work with James, and that'll be our new finding and training committee, finding and training candidates committee, okay? And
I'll be happy to.
Report back next month, which you learn from James. You've been a lot of help, James, and of course, Derek has the skill set for that also.
Yeah, he does. I'm going
to
to say one thing that you all can start as soon as we get off this call. You have those activists and people that are in the community that are always loud, vocal, and out there. You need to start creating conversation or building relationships with those partners and those other organizations. And those could be some of those potential candidates right there. Some of those activists, you just need to give them the legislation portion, and they would be amazing people. You know, once they get that training, they already have the activism portion. They know how to fight for people. But once you teach them how to look at bills, how bills become law, teach them how to look at the city budget or what have you, after you give them the extra knowledge that they need, they would be amazing. So you can start today looking on in your area, all of the campaigns or whatever's going on in your city, those organizations and those groups, look at those leaders, some of those young people, because one thing that we need to do is start creating a healthy succession plan, because I know I'm older and I'm not going to be here always, but we need to look for some of those younger, spry candidates, maybe those teachers that are activists, teachers in those groups, Women's March. You need to join all of these other organizations. DWIN, I'm not sure if you all have a DWIN there. You have all types of other organizations
What's the DWIN?
DWIN is the Democratic Women's Network.
We got a caucus, Women's Caucus.
Yes, they're an intricate part of the FDP as well. That's an arm of the FDP as well. Then you have JYD, I think it's the Young Democrats. There are a lot of organizations, and look at your Divine Nine. Some of those people, most of those people, so you can start looking for candidates today.
Okay, and with that being said, James, I'm going to take the lead on trying to pull together your suggestions. We discussed earlier in the meeting, Sandra, but invite put together with Derek commenting on about what type of thing we're going to have initially. Just a conversation, if you will. I'll try to fine tune the wording, Derek and Sandra. I'll give it to you guys before the next meeting. Who I've contacted about this gathering that we're going to have of leaders, young and old, like James just suggested. And sort of the next meeting is sort of how we can make that a concrete idea, concrete project, okay?
Yeah, I think the easiest way to move to lessen the load for you on that would be to, in my opinion, to reach out to Movement for Change. They've already started this process in Pensacola a while now. And it looks like to me they would be the best resource to kind of move this.
Yeah, I know them very well. I know Jerry and our other guy very well. So I'll do that. I'll call them first. And what was the same concept is the concept that counts. I agree, they get a lot of pieces to make it work, but I'll call them first. We talking about concepts here, ideas that realize to a concrete effort and project. We want to make ideas reality, ideas into action. Ideas into action. Ideas are good. But you can't actualize. If you can't actualize ideas, they're just ideas. There's 1,000 ideas. We want to put ideas into action. Okay, that's our goal starting now. Okay, and those who want to join us can, as we move forward anyway. We got 3 good projects today in this meeting. I think that's wonderful. Thank you, Sandra, what you said about training, Derek about the government things us, and James, your situation about finding the people. James, that was good. I like that. Got to find them also. We're going to move on to our time's running short. We move to our next thing I think important on the agenda. I'm going to have Tammy, Derek, and Barbara, Paul, and Sandra about the executive meeting for maybe at least a week prior to our next full membership meeting. Also going to have a time that we go to the bank. Sandra will let Barbara know. Tammy will let Barbara know when I'm going to the bank to get with the memorandum and whatever the bank needs to change the cards. We'll let Derek, we'll let Sandra know also. And secondly, we're going to our goal is to submit to the state secretary our information, a full set of officers. Also, we need to do our loyalty affidavits also. We'll get those to you sometime next week. Derek and Barbara and Sandra has to go with our full officer slate. Then with the affidavit of the confidence and the support for the party and the list. And I'll call our friend and for walk and see what else we need for that process. Because to be spoken in out in the room, we all members individually, but the chapter's not in a good status yet. Our chapter, because we're we had a full state officers last time. Now they get standing as a chapter per se, okay? We can correct that. It happens all the time, not too often, but we can correct that at least by July, because I think in August, they review the chapter's credentials. So we want it in next month. No think about was it there in time. I'll go by next meeting, if all that stuff in before the meeting to the state secretary, put us back in an active status, okay? That's our goal by that next meeting. With that being said, one more thing. Return in-person meeting. What did the body think about in-person meetings? Anyone ever? I'm for it. I think we go back in person, but I'm the majority rules. What are your comments? Go with Sandra first.
I was thinking about hybrids here in Jacksonville because I have a few senior citizens that are still not going to come out. So I would still probably do something on Zoom and still probably do something in person at the same time, where those people that wouldn't be able or don't want to come to the in-person meeting, I would have the Zoom still open, so I would still be sitting on the Zoom in the general meeting in person.
Okay.
So that's something to look at, maybe a hybrid, opposed to just having full blown. Because I know I have a lot of seniors who probably won't be coming out to a full meeting.
And I agree. I think this is for Pensacola, it's going to be the same thing, although I won't on everybody's behalf, but the majority of our, well, if I'm not mistaken, I think I'm the only person that's not above or below the age of, or at the 65-year level. So I know,
39 told you, Eric, I don't know what you're talking about.
I know that Linda Scott, although she jumped off, I know that she would, her answers are going to be an absolute no in terms of returning to in-person meetings. But to James's point, I do believe that we can do a hybrid. I know this has been a conversation in the environmental caucus and DEC as well. And I think everybody has kind of moved to an agreement to at least starting to do a hybrid. Brian, if you disagree, let me know. But the timing is of that, I don't know.
Brian?
The only thing I would add is Escambia's DEC is having. James, could you mute yourself quick? Escambia's DEC is having trouble finding space, basically, to have a meeting. We are thinking of doing the hybrid meetings as you're saying. So,
but that's what you think, Mr. McCorvey? That's
I'm for whatever the group, but I would probably be more inclined to go like we are now.
Yes.
Thank you. Barbara, Penny?
The same, what we're doing now.
Okay, we'll keep a Zoom meeting right now. We'll discuss hybrid in July. Okay, we keep Zoom regardless, but we'll discuss hybrid in July. Okay.
Is there really a need to discuss the hybrid at this point, based on the feedback that we just got? Because everybody seems to who would be returning to the in-person meeting, other than if that's something that you want to do, great. But it doesn't seem like anybody else would be.
Well,
there.
I want to get back to in-person meeting at some point. Yeah, Derek, I want to get back to in-person at some point. I want to get back. That's
right.
Expect the membership to grow to more people. So it's always on the table. In person, that was on the table. We won't do it next month, of course, but we can bring it up on the agenda. That's all. We're not gonna force feed it. We're gonna go with the majority wants, of course, but we're gonna discuss it also next meeting. Okay.
Right.
Let's really go to the total agenda. To get you guys late. Everything has been hit on, I believe. Anything for the good of the order? Anything in observations? Any of our other meetings you want to announce?
There are a couple of things that we've been asked to bring back for, and I apologize, I will forward it out, but I think everybody should have it if you get the DEC notes. But they are having a cleanup on Saturday morning, I believe it is, from 9 to 12. at Lexington Park. If you're unfamiliar with Lexington Park, it is the park that is adjacent to Marino Court off of Old Quarryfield Road, where the old base military housing used to be attached to it. They are doing, I guess there's some, there's a creek, I'm not familiar with that creek that they're, that's in question, but there is some area in that area that they're looking to clean up. So we'll be doing that from 9 to 12. I don't believe anybody, I'm going on a limb to say that no one has a kayak here, but if you do and you are interested in doing the water portion of the cleanup, you will need to bring your own kayak and whatever other accoutrements are with the kayak. I am going to be there, but I have only agreed to do not getting anybody's water for any reason. So there's that, and they spoke about the well, I guess I'll have to actually speak to you about that. They're doing a Democrat-wide garage sale, essentially, and that is to take place in August. But Fred, I'll rope you in on what the feedback was from that meeting there, and that is all I had from an announcement standpoint.
Thank you, Derek. Anyone else?
I just put my information in the chat box for our guests to give me a call or an email so that we can further discuss this training. Want to make sure he saw that.
Training and finding folks too.
Absolutely.
How to find people. Thank you, James.
Absolutely. That's all I have. Thank you.
Anyone else? I have nothing. With that being said, well, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
Moved.
We'll adjourn the meeting. Those in favor say
Second.
aye.
Second.
Second,
Aye.
second. Thank you. Aye. Okay. Meeting is
Aye.
adjourned. Thank you. Have a good
And
evening.
for the record, once this is over and it generates the report it to you, Tammy, so you have it and available to watch as well as prior to as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I enjoyed you all's meeting. I enjoyed your meeting.
Thank you,
Thank
James.
you.
We appreciate you.
We enjoyed you too, James. Very
Thank
much.
you.
No
Good night.
problem.
Okay.
Thank you
Good
for
night.
attending,
All right.
James.
Good night. Goodbye.
No
Good
problem.
night, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Chat before I go. Save it, save.